Welcome back to Make It Modern. My name is David, and in today's video we're going to be putting ChatGPT to the test to see if it has what it takes to help me design a DIY cocktail table. Stick around, we'll get right into it. So I actually began by creating an account for ChatGPT OpenAI, and from there it was very simple. You just give it some prompts, ask it some questions, and it spits out so much information. So I think we might actually be onto something here. I specifically told ChatGPT that I wanted a metal cocktail table because earlier in the search I didn't specify that and it suggested wood and other materials. Wood is really expensive right now and not really the style that we're going for. So when you're doing your search, just be sure to be as specific as possible. Now, it did come out with some pretty great ideas. It suggested going out and finding a metal lamp, something with a sturdy enough base that it won't topple over, and something with a top that can be removed. That way you can replace it with either a wood, plastic, or metal plate as the top where you set your drinks. This is a genius idea. We're going to run with it. So I'm going to go over to the thrift store right now and see what we can find. So I am back from the thrift store and I believe I have found the perfect cocktail table. This is a metal lamp. It has a nice sturdy round base, nice and heavy, and even the top looks like a cocktail glass. I even found a cheap metal plate that will go on top. So we're just going to clean this up and ask ChatGPT what the next steps are. Clearly, this is way too tall to be a cocktail table. Lucky for me, it comes apart in 3 easy pieces. So the idea here is to use the base, completely get rid of the middle and the top, and do something kind of like this. But being that ChatGPT is my design partner in this, I should probably consult it and see what the ideal coffee table height should be. So there's actually a very specific formula that you're going to need to follow to figure out if your cocktail table is just the right size. First off, you want to measure the seat depth and then the height of your armrest, and then just completely throw those out, grab your project, and visualize it. Yep, it'll work. So we have all of the pieces to our lamp here, and it just simply unscrewed off of the base, but we have one problem here. I can't just simply take this bottom piece off and put this one on it. As you can see, it's a little too loose. But what I did notice is that you can actually see that it is 2 different pieces. So my idea here is to take off this base, swap it on to that, and hopefully that will be able to just simply screw onto the base, which will give us pretty much a finished piece. This is a pretty basic lamp, and you can see it is a threaded insert with another threaded piece inside of it. I'm just going to thread that onto this piece, and I think this is actually a pretty easy project. Boom! That worked out perfectly. That was almost too easy. Now we just need to figure out a way to attach the metal plate to the top, and then we'll finish it all by putting some black spray paint on this, or gray, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to consult Hannah and ChatGPT. But ChatGPT won't make me sleep on the couch for messing this up. Bruh. So like I just said, this is actually a fairly common design for lamps. It's just 3 metal rods that are screwed together using threaded inserts. And the only thing that's unique about ours is the top right here. It looks like a martini glass. So we thought that would be perfect for a cocktail table. Yours might differ, but you could very easily go out to a thrift store and recreate this. Our cute little DIY lamp turned into a cocktail table. That will sit right there. The next step is to find some epoxy or some E6000, some way of placing this metal plate permanently on top. That is the perfect height. Perfect. We have our base, we have our top, and we have a way to put them together. So this is how I'll do it. It's going to be pretty simple. Just put a pretty thick bead of construction adhesive all around the top and the edges. Now it's okay if a little bit spills out from the sides because you won't really be seeing it unless you get down on the ground and look underneath. In that case, I'll be saying, what are you doing? You're weird. Place this on top, make sure it's nice and centered. That looks good to me. We'll give it a good solid press. Now we'll just hit it with some primer. That way it can dry while I go run out to Lowe's and get some textured spray paint. We're going to use some metallic hammered finish. So there you have it. We have our first coat of primer on there. Now the idea is, since this is metal, we don't want the paint to be flaking off, so a good coat of primer will help the paint adhere to the actual item itself. Primer is all dry, so we will get right on in to putting in the first coat. This is the paint that we are going to be using. It's Krylon Fusion all-in-one, and it is a hammered finish, and you can kind of see by the cap here, this is what we're expecting it to look like. And to make painting a little bit easier, I went and got this little trigger here. This just makes it a little bit more ergonomic than using your finger. So this is the first layer of the hammered spray paint, and it looks pretty good. You can see that texture coming through. We're just gonna let that dry for a little while, and then we'll hit it with the second coat. Well, there you have it. The entire family can now relax on the couch and enjoy a nice beverage, all thanks to the DIY cocktail table that we created using ChatGPT. As always, make sure that you like and subscribe. That way YouTube knows that you think we're cool, and they should too. And while you're at it, go ahead and click this video if you're interested in finding out how we transformed one of our bonus rooms into a music/art studio. And if you're into a different sort of thing, click this video down here. YouTube thinks you'll like that one the most. As always, we'll see you again next time.